So, good morning and welcome back. Something a little bit local today. It's showing -3 when I got up. I was going to go fish a match, either at Messingham Sands or Grange Park, but I think Messingham Sands was cancelled, and Grange Park, the weights were, what would you expect for this time of year? So, I'm going to spin you around and show you a little. This is just about 2 miles from my house, this little lake. It's called Smithy's Pond in Brigg. And I just thought, I'd literally nip down here just for a quick couple of hours and I can get a bite. Another reason why I've come is you can see that little blue aerator there. It's been on. Gary, who runs the shop and is looking after the fishery at the minute, he's been turning that on every day. So what we've actually got, as you can see, is an ice-free peg. So I don't have to break any ice, which is a good thing. So hopefully it doesn't refreeze over. But the aerator has literally just gone off, and as you can see, it's created a massive bay of open water. So today all I'm bothered about is getting a bite. Didn't have anything else planned, so I thought, go fishing. Didn't know where to go, and then popped down here yesterday because it was only a couple of miles from our house. And yeah, it was ice free, so I thought, we'll come down. There's plenty of little fish in here. I think there's some big carp and bits and bobs, but we'll see what we can do. And just over the bank, I don't know if you can see it, over there, somewhere, is the Ancombe, where I spent my youth. I was going to go on there, to be fair, which a bit different for me, but I've come here instead. So yeah, we'll get some gear out, put some more clothing on, and see how we get on. There we are, look, that's the River Ancombe, or the old River Ancombe, if you want to call it, what you call Springs. Spent many a winter on there at this time of year. But yeah, so that is literally just behind the fishery. Got a nice otter fence, I think, that they've had to put in, so they've done some good work here. It's not trying to be a Lindome or a Messingham Sands or anything, but it does get quite popular in the summer. They have little matches and opens and leagues and everything, so yeah, it's a nice little, what I like to call a little nicky-nacky new venue. But yeah, we'll get some gear out, hopefully get a few bites. I haven't even got the camera set up yet. I literally have my first jump, and I think I've upped the carp already. I say I've just been used today, really. I ain't got my microphone on yet. I haven't even set myself up. I was just having a check on my rig. But what I used today was just going to do a nice casual, not really talk about the fishing too much, but what I want to do is I want to sort of explain how my year is going to go, like what I'm aiming to achieve, and there's little bits and bobs like what's coming and all that. But yeah, fishing wise, I've already hooked a carp, so I wasn't really expecting a bite for a while, but so I've only got 8 to 10 elastic on and a 18 to 010 F1 pellet. So I wasn't really expecting anything major, but it's nice to get some elastic pulled out, that's a fact. Yeah, I didn't want to fish a match today, and I wanted to get out on the bank and just do another little video, you know. Yeah, I think it's just wanted to go through, like I said, just go through how my year's going, sort of explain what events I've got coming up, and obviously I've signed with Fever in the December or something like that, yeah, up November, so it's all interesting, good stuff to come, so. I definitely think this is a cat. So we'll find out. Decent cat as well. Oh, that's a bonus. I'll have to take this camera and show you where this is hooked. Without losing any gear. Yeah, look at that, look beautiful firstly. And for those that say that's what you call double tops. Happy days. Right, I'll get set up properly and return to you when I've got my microphone and everything ready. Right, so I've been fishing, I don't know, 15 minutes now. I haven't got my watch on today. Had that carp first drop when I wasn't even prepared. Just had a minute to have a coffee and sort something out. And then we literally just dropped straight back in. Yeah, after that first one, dropped straight back in after that first one, foul up one, and then so I spent 10-15 minutes just sorting something out. Just dropped back in again, and this is literally just taking it on the drop, as you could probably see. I'm going to say it's another carp. All I'm doing, I've just gone to 11 metres. I've got two lines, one left, one right. One line, just tapping some maggots in and fishing a maggot and a single disco pinky on. Other line, I'm just putting some little nuggets of dark, just black crushed expander basically. Yeah, there's a lot of like small F1s and goldfish and roach and hide and all sorts, skimmers in here, but the way it's going, I've got 8 to 10 on and it's too light. Put it that way anyway. Not the desired species, but I can't moan, can I? It's getting floats going under. So if I do strip a lot of elastic out, that's why. But yeah, I've not fished this. I used to fish this lake quite a bit. They did some junior matches years and years ago. Quite a nice little lake just in Brig. So I said in the intro, Smithy's Pond it's basically called. It's not a massive, there's only, I don't even know how many pegs on it. 16, 17 pegs I think. It's only a small, like little open, small club batch venue. But they have got on site, they've got a really nice cafe, which I think Smithy's wife himself runs. Well, she runs, sorry. So you've got Gary in a tackle shop, well stocked tackle shop really. I come here sometimes in the summer for my maggots. So you've got toilets, decent parking, everything like that. But yeah, I haven't been here for a while, and it's just one of those because of how cold it is today, and I didn't want to break any ice with the aerator and that. It's a perfect little venue really. I mean, everyone's probably got a venue like this near them. So yeah, it's just a bit of a look really. Obviously it is literally 10 minutes from my house, if that, maybe 5 minutes. Stand up, I think it might be foul up to be fair. But yeah, it's just one of those venues where I don't come ever really, unless it's this is the first time I've been in years. But I just thought with it being small and close to home, if I get cold or anything, I can just nip back, can't I? So it's yeah, it's surprising me how good it is at the minute. It's foul looked in the wing. I know it is silty out there. It's about 5.5, 6 foot. I'm going to do some scooping if I can, because I can see it. It's not going very well. Nope, that didn't work. So it's just hooked in the peck. Oh, she's in. Yeah, just foul hooked it in the peck. Try and hold it up for you. Not want to leave it at water too long. It's one thing I'm going to say. It's bloody cold. Now look. Oh. Ha. Dry my hands quick. It's bloody cold. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I wasn't really expecting anything. If I was going to get a bite, I'd be happy. So yeah, we'll crack on a bit, and then a bit later down the line, what we're going to do, as I said before, we're just going to have a bit of an insight into how my year is going to go and how I sort of plan things, etc. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, it's not something many people, I guess, talk about, but it's just I like to set my year ahead, and I say I've got a big calendar at home and etc. like that. So yeah, we'll get on with some more fishing. I'm going to finish my coffee and dry my hands and get a bit warmer again, and then we'll catch you in a bit. Right, so we're fishing away. I've had them 2 carp, and that's been it. I don't think we've had another bite. My dad just come down, had a quick 20 minutes, and he never had a sign. As I say, there's enough roach and that in here to catch. Silverfish and that, but they may be shoaled up somewhere, as everything sort of does in the winter. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to talk about, well, I'm fishing anyway, so excuse the not turning around and looking at the camera. We're just going to talk about my sort of plans for 25 it is now. Briefly touch on last year was a really good year for me. My only thing I'm going to say about last year, which I sort of want to change maybe the most this year, is actually travelling to a few different venues. I do get the mickey taken out of me a little bit just for staying at Messingham, but say it's 15 minutes from my house and the fishing's good. So, but yeah, this year I do want to branch out a bit. I've obviously the Maver Match this calendar's come out, so I was lucky enough to be in the final last year, and 2 years before that, I think 2022. So I've been 2 out of 3 years I've been in the Maver final, which obviously I'm mega happy with. But my results in the final have been poor, which is the first year I think it was just nerves. Didn't get it right, set up too much. Last year, same again. I'm not saying the draw was the massive thing, but I definitely got it wrong. Just my rigs and everything just wasn't right. I know Jamie won round the corner, about 5 pegs away to my left. And listening to what he had to say about his rigs and that, I was a mile off, really, I think. So I think I maybe did myself a bit of injustice on that one. I maybe should have pulled something out of the hat. Maybe I could have, maybe not. I don't think I could have won, but I think I could have given a bit of a performance for myself. But anyway, that's what happens in its hindsight. This year, I think I'm going to say I won 2 festivals last year at Messi, April and August, I think it was. So obviously I'm going to fish them again. But I think this year I'm maybe going to try like Fishermania qualifiers. It's a big thing for me, I think now. You know, I've been in a couple of finals, I've got a bit of the hunger, but I just feel like my name isn't projecting. You know, obviously we're starting this up, it's going to get slightly more known, and you know, been in a couple of finals isn't nothing, but I feel like I need to start venturing. I mean, I'm looking at places like the Glebe, Makins, even Tunnel, places like that. I've never fished. I've been to the Glebe once, but I was just sat behind someone not fishing. So like on the qualifier front, I think I'm just going to try and branch out a bit. You say Glebe is Maver, a couple of them that I'm probably going to go to. Obviously I've got the ones at Messy, which I've been lucky enough to qualify twice, so it's but yeah, it's for me, I think I need to start venturing out, which it's an hard thing to say because obviously I work shift patterns, so a lot of the qualifiers are either I'm at work or I'm like coming off nights, so to fit that in with the travelling and then maybe going to work at the night time or coming off work in the morning, it's quite difficult really. But that's the sort of qualifier side of it. So I'm going to do a bit more fishing now, and then what I'll talk about after that is a couple of other things that I want to mention. Is obviously like my new sponsorships, etc., and what's potentially coming. I'm not allowed to give too much away, but I want to just touch into that and then some other little things as well. Hopefully, he says, I want to try and catch you a couple more fish, but we'll get back to it anyway, see how it goes. I'm pushing with my brother. Right, so I think we're getting nearer the session. It's the end of the session. It's getting a bit cold on the old hands. My mate just popped down to see me while he's getting his car washed or valeted. While he's been here, I ain't had the camera on because we were just chatting bollocks and without swearing too badly for a half an hour or so. And in that time, I've had a skimmer about £1.50, and then a pound, and then I've just had he called it a bream, but I'd say a big skimmer about 2.5, maybe 3. We'll touch a bit on the fishing before we get into anything else. I haven't really spoke about it, to be fair. So I've just gone out to 13 metres because I had nothing at 11 on either swim, and I've just gone out and just tapped 10 maggots in. That's all I'm doing, little pot, 10 maggots. I've got a single maggot and a fluoro pinky on the hook, so it's size 18 to 010 F1 pellet. It's about 5.5, 6 foot deep, so I've got a 4x12 slim, so that's about 0.2ish in grams. I've just got like a tapered, I've just strung it out basically in the bottom 3 foot number 10s. 8 to 10 elastic, pretty simple really. I've only got one rig, just it's pretty much the same depth everywhere once you get past this first shelf. But yeah, it's so I've only had 4 fish, but it's been just been nice to get out and get a few bites, even though it is ridiculously cold and my feet are starting to numb off a bit. So I think I'm going to give it another hour. But yeah, what I'm going to touch on now is just, well, it's funny enough actually, I was just talking to my mate Smithy, and he was mentioning the fact that there's a Meadowlands Festival, for example, I was on about earlier, in September, so I'm going to try and get booked on that. Obviously work allowing, it's a bit like, let me know the dates, try and book it off. Otherwise, obviously I signed with Fever in about November time, something like that. Although it doesn't seem like anything's really happening at the minute, which obviously to my eyes it isn't really. I did speak to the main man there the other day, and it's quite promising, really. I don't think it's going to be... We're not trying to target like the top end Daiwa or like the top end of Guru or anything like that. I think it's just going to be a nice like middle sort of ground. Obviously there's going to be some decent stuff, and there might be in time some high end stuff. But I think what it's going to be is going to be like a really affordable brand. So that like your middle sort of range, 80 to 120, 140 quid sort of range, which obviously it's a lot of money, so you are getting some decent gear. Things are starting to come into motion now. I know there's the new elastics coming over. I should be getting some samples of that within the next couple of weeks. Rods, for example, they're coming in the next 5 to 6 weeks. But yeah, it's nice to see they're not rushing. Obviously, the guy I spoke to, he said, look, we don't want to rush. We want to make sure everything's right before we have a big launch in spring. So yeah, there's some really nice stuff that I'm seeing out. Obviously there's some luggage and stuff which I've seen examples of, and it does look really nice stuff. I'm obviously not going to say, you know, it's not going to be the world beater, and it's not going to be like a Daiwa. They're not going to bring out Air 80 Pros and Air Zs and stuff like that. But what I think it'll do will be create a nice little middle sector. So obviously people will be struggling with money or whatever, not saying everyone is, but it'll just be that nice level where, you know, it's affordable. You can go out and get a couple of rods for less than 200 quid or anything like that. So I think the next planned date we really have is like a big marketing push in, I think he was talking like Marchish time. I think me, Chris Cameron, Phil Spry, and I think there'll be a couple of extras by then. We're going to go to the Glebe and do a nice, like a filming day, loads of photos, and try and from then on push forward, which I'm really excited about, because I know I was with Colmick, and obviously they do some good stuff. I'm not going to knock them, but it just lacked that little bit of intent, I want to say. Obviously it might sound a bit condescending, obviously, because I was with them for a while and all the stuff I used was good. But this just seems, you know, they're doing it the right way. They're, you know, they're creating stuff for the angler that the anglers want to see. But yeah, that's one part of it. Obviously still working with Mike Nolan Floats as well, so that's another good, you know, me and Mike have been working together for a few years now. I am planning on going to visit him and potentially filming a little bit of a, you know, behind the scenes float maker style video. But yeah, I need to get back in touch with Mike, and I think we're going to try and do a bit of a partnership with Mike, you know. With just like even little stuff like little giveaways, like, you know, bundle of floats or whatever that I think I use more often than not, or something like that. But yeah, this video, I know obviously it's not a live match, so it's a bit different to what it normally is. And obviously you're not really seeing a lot of me in person as such. Obviously you see me fishing. But yeah, I just thought it was a nice little video to do, just to, you know, sort of explain what's going on in my fishing life. I know everyone's, you know, there's not, you know, people go, oh, what's it like being a sponsored angler, blah de blah. But yeah, that's just that little bit. There is one more thing I want to touch on, probably towards the back end of the session, maybe when I'm packed up or something like that, or maybe touch on that. But yeah, for now, I'm going to leave the camera running for a little bit, even if you don't see it all. I'm going to try, he says, try and catch one of those skimmers or just get a bite for you. But yeah, we'll keep freezing my toes off, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh, there we go, another bite. So literally just 4x12, it's like 5.5 foot deep, and I'm literally just hanging on, tapping like 10 maggots in and just keep flicking my rig out and laying it in. I'm going to say that this one probably took it just off the bottom. I literally laid it in, held it tight, it's following the, you know, hold it tight like that, and then it obviously it's just nice and slow like that. It just as it just settled, just a little dink like that. I say it's mega. It's not mega, obviously. Not mega, obviously, but you know, it's good fishing, really. I think what I like about doing this sort of time of year through ice, I know it's not through ice really, but is that every bite you get feels like you've worked really hard, and it's nice and rewarding. I know some people just won't go out. I mean, it is ridiculously cold. The fish are like ice bars, and my feet are probably going to drop off in the next half an hour. But yeah, it just feels it's so rewarding when you get. I mean, these are mega fish really for this time of year. So every single bite you get, you just feel like it's satisfying. Really, is the way I want to call it. I know it may sound a bit, a bit sad or weird or whatever you want to call it, saying it's satisfying, but sometimes you've just got to say, I'll get out and I'll have a go and see what I can catch. And what you do catch is definitely a lot more rewarding than catching in summer as such. Looks like another carp, a nice fish. Oh, another nice carp, that one. Oh, lovely fish, that. Oh, it's got some weight to it as well. Oh, I'm going to try and hold him up for you. If I'm tangled up, I'll try hold him up. Lovely fish, that. Look at that, look, absolutely perfect. It's lovely on a winter's day catching these. I say that's probably, I want to say it's maybe about £4 or something like that. Get the disgorger out. Didn't even get me disgorger out because I didn't think I was going to get a bite. Yeah, so that's 3 carp now we've had, and 2 nice skimmers. I'll keep you updated if we catch anything else. The thing is, now every time you catch a fish you need to dry your hands off and have another coffee, which is slowly running out. But anyway, I think the next time you'll catch me we're probably going to be packed up. So yeah, we'll catch you in a bit. Well, literally next put-in after that carp, just rang me dad. He was asking how I was getting on, and we've hooked something else. Literally the very next put-in. I mean, this is what's going to be like this time of year. What time are we on now? 2:10 we're on now. So now I've had some bites early and then waited long enough through the mid part of the session, and now it's probably going to come good. I think this is either an F1 or a small carp. A little carp, I think. Just shows you, I've just gone that little bit further out in the last half an hour and I've had 3 fish. Well, this will be my 4th. A little carp. Yeah, it's mega when it's like this, really. I'll say it's about £1.5, £2 something. Well, yeah. I mean, it is, as I keep saying, I know I keep saying it is cold, but you don't mind when you're getting an odd bite. It's, it keeps you warm. So I wish I'd maybe brought like a bomb rod or something just while it was dead dead for an hour and a half in the middle bit, if you want to call it that. So I think I would have caught on a bomb and bread or something, but it's not really great for the camera when you sit there on rods when you're not getting any bites either. So yeah, it's I'm quite enjoying it, really. It's a nice little session it's turning out to be. So if I catch anything else, I probably won't talk while I'm catching them. We'll maybe have a bit of an interlude with some music or something like that. But we'll get back to you when we're packed up, I think. It won't be long. I maybe could have done with stronger elastic today. Thought I was only going to be catching little bits and bobs, not carp. Plenty strong enough, no snags or not pulling their heads off on light lines, sorry. Here's a small carp. Stand up. Yeah, she's in. Oof, nice fish again. In the side of the mouth. It's for 5 carp now. Happy days. Very nice. So we got the wish. One more bite. I don't know what it is. Let's just hope it stays on. I've got a feeling it could be another skimmer. In my mind, that's what I'm going to go for. But it's pulling a bit of elastic out. Could be a carp. So I'm very surprised today we've not had any roach or F1s. I think this might be a carp he's woken up. We've not had any F1s, we've not had any roach. We've had 2 skimmers. And then, so foul up to carp earlier on, and then we've had 5 carp in the net. So, I thought it would be, you know, we wouldn't catch any carp and we'd catch some small fish, but it's actually turned out the other way around, funny enough. If I can get this in, this will be challenge done, and this will be 6 carp for the day. I don't know if it's foul hooked or it's just a small stocky. No, it's in the mouth. It's just one of them small stockies that get angry. As soon as they see the clear water, they get angry close in. So yeah, definitely could have done with some stronger elastic, maybe, but it's nice. And nice just to, you know, fish a nice light elastic. Get it pulled out when it's freezing like this. So I'm going to say this is foul hooked potentially. It was only a tiny little dink, but it's what you would expect, sort of a bite. But see when it pops up. No, it's in the mouth. I think we'll have a look. Yeah, it's in the mouth. Just right. Pop that in there. I don't think I'm going to get them out on the bank, but we'll try and show you what we've had. Time to get packed away and warmed up. Right, just going to show you my best bait for the day. That is a single maggot. There it is. And a disco pinky. So all I've got, I'll show you my float. In a minute. Just got a focus. There we go. Old school Chianti. It's actually one of my dad's rigs. I forgot mine this morning. Old school Chianti 4x12. So I've got a 8 to 10 hybrid elastic, and I've been using these pots a bit more recently. It's just a tiny little toss pot. And that's about it really. I've just got I don't think you'll be able to pick up my hook in my boot. I'll try and get the shotting pattern in, but I don't know if it'll pick it up. Best of there. You can sort of see them. Just basically, well, simple really, just number 10s strung out down the rig. That's about as simple as it gets, I think, on that front. So yeah, just tapping a few maggots in, 10, 12 maggots or whatever it is. I can get in my little pot, and then that seems to be the best way of getting a bite today. So to conclude, I appreciate all the support from everyone watching these videos. I will say, you know, I am still learning. It is just a one-man band, so I'm doing all that I can. I am in the process of looking at another camera, potentially. So yeah, hopefully the content's getting better. I think the last video I did on Mini Swan was probably my best to date. I'm getting used to it now, you know, I'm getting used to talking to the camera. I'm getting used to what's right, what's wrong, where I should angle it and everything like that. But obviously I do, if anyone's got any feedback for anything in that I'm doing, or they want to see anything, please comment on the videos. If you want to go, right, come summertime I want to see go out and have a session on the pellet waggler or the bomb, or even at this time here, you know. I am going to do a few more in-depth series which will probably cover floats, what patterns, why I use them, typical shotting. I'm going to do hooks as well, probably elastics, matching them to the hooks and that sort of thing, and then obviously you can do, you know, bait, just different tactics, all that sort of thing. But yeah, if anyone has any, you know, ideas or comments or anything that can help me either grow or become a better videographer, editor, anything like that, please don't be afraid to let me know. Another thing I'd like to say is, you know, I am on Facebook. If you'd like to know when these videos are coming out, or even if you just want some general information or you want to have a chat with me, I do have a Facebook page. That is Matt York Angling on the Facebook page. Also, alongside that, you can get in touch with me and book a coaching day if you wish. Obviously, Messingham is my local water, but I can breach out. I say I'm looking to travel within an hour, maybe in an hour and a half tops, you know, so that could include Hayfield, Lindome, Hallcroft even, which is not a venue I've really been to, but, you know, if that's your local, I'm sure I could manage something on there. But yeah, other than that, once again, thank you for watching. If you are out and about when it is icy, just be careful. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time.